Hi, second grade families. Happy Friday. In this video, I'm going to start by going through the Prezi that sort of outlines the lesson plans of the week and what's due. And then I'm going to go into a Zearn Math tutorial. Now that everyone is finally logged in, I really want to tell you how to use it properly or how the kids can use it properly. And then in writing, I have a brain pop video to show the kids as well. So I'll do that through a shared screen just because I'm not sure if everyone has access to brain pop. I also wanted to show you a little bit about Epic. Again, just in keeping kids engaged with reading, Epic is an optional resource. I'm not assigning it as mandatory, but it's really pretty fantastic. And then also going through and sharing what's due and reviewing how to upload work to student portfolios. So with that, I'll go ahead and start with this Prezi. We have a very cute picture of Mars and Aaliyah. So these are some of the standards that are addressed in this week's lesson plans. And I'll send this out as a Prezi so you can view it a little bit slower if you would like. So I rearranged the lesson plan format a little bit, which I hope will make it easier to follow. And so you can see that the lesson plans for this upcoming week go only Monday through Thursday. And you'll see that the subject and then the days of the week are up at the top. And then on the side here, this is all for math, and it's all color-coded, each subject as well. And then you'll see that students should log on to Mathletics daily for 15 minutes to practice their addition facts within 20 and build up that fluency. And then they move into Zearn Math. Now I've made a note here, and I'm going to pause on this right now because I'm going to go into a Zearn tutorial following the Prezi. But just make note of this. And then you'll see that for every subject, there's going to be an assignments due, and I'll color code it for each subject as well. But you'll see that on Wednesday, April 8th, lessons 12 and 13 exit tickets should be submitted to their portfolios or emailed to me if you weren't able to get access to those portfolios. So again, the lessons 12 and 13 exit tickets are the only thing that you would need to submit to me, and that's due Wednesday, April 8th. And then I gave you some optional activities that you can complete. Also, just know that things like Prodigy and mathplayground.com are things that your student can go on, or that the second graders can go on if they ever need extra challenge. And by the way, it would be great for the second graders to see this video too, so that they can kind of get an overview of the week as well. So these will be some of the optional resources that I've sent out. This one's especially good just for practicing telling time. And I've provided parents the answer key as well. And for reading, you'll see that every day students should log on to the Lexia app for 15 minutes. And again, in my teacher report for Zearn and for Lexia, I can see how students are progressing. And I don't want to skip ahead too much, but especially for Zearn, I'm starting to see that some kids are really skipping ahead and maybe not quite understanding the concepts. So after spring break, I'm going to really ask that kids only do the lesson that's assigned for that day and not move too far ahead, please. Thank you. So going back to reading, I've just assigned some pages from Reader and Writer's Notebook. Again, those are the thick green books that were sent home with kiddos before or right when school closed. And I've given the skills that are addressed on each of those pages. And then on Thursday, I've asked that kids just read for at least 15 minutes. And then I've directed you to Epic. And again, I'll show you what Epic looks like after this presentation. For language arts for this week, and then for all the weeks going forward, is I hope to develop a routine. That grammar will be practiced Mondays and Fridays. Phonics and spelling will be practiced Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then the second graders, you should work on writing a paragraph each Wednesday. And then you can see again that every subject has the assignments due. And this will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then this is Friday, and it's blank because that's when spring break begins. And you can see that I'm not asking for anything to be submitted because we're kind of just getting into the hang of this, and I recognize that a lot of parents are still kind of trying to figure out how to juggle work and all these other things. So we'll start off slow and maybe build up a little bit more. And then this is the resource that would go along with the paragraph that students should write, which is an informational paragraph about some things that you can do on a rainy day. It's supposed to rain a lot this weekend. And so start maybe thinking about, what are some fun things that I could do on a rainy day? Could I go outside and splash in puddles if my parents would let me? Could I build a fort inside and read spooky stories? Could I bake cookies with my family and enjoy hot cocoa next to the fire? So maybe start brainstorming some fun things that you can do on a rainy day. And then I have a brain pop video to show you afterwards that outlines the format of a paragraph. And then I'll share with you a sample paragraph that I wrote as well. And then religion, I've assigned pages from the religion textbook that relate to Easter. And then I've also given you a YouTube video that second graders can watch about the story of Easter. And again, you can see that I'm not asking for anything to be submitted to students' portfolios or emailed to me from religion. And then science, I've assigned another experiment from mystery science as well. And then this is the paper that would go with it. It's building a house using paper. I can see that I did not include social studies in here, but it's pretty laid out in the lesson plans. So I can pop over in just a second and show you social studies. But by next Wednesday, April 8th, I've again asked that students complete lesson 12 and 13 exit tickets, and that lessons 12 and 13 exit tickets are submitted by next Wednesday, April 8th. Something else I'm going to do in this video is review lesson 13 exit ticket. I've seen from the work I've seen submitted so far, this is definitely the trickiest one. So I'll also do a quick lesson about that at the end. And then this Shadow of the Shark chapter 10 was supposed to be submitted today. But if you are needing a little bit of extra time, you can go ahead and submit this on Monday. Again, I know that we're kind of just getting used to this. So let me pop over and show you social studies, since I see that I forgot to put that in here. So social studies, I've again sort of directed you to Epic, and I've assigned students to watch a video called Inside of the White House. And then you could also take a virtual field trip to Washington, D.C. using this website below. And then if you have time and if you would like, students can write some fun facts that they learned from this virtual field trip to Washington, D.C. So with that, let's go ahead and start with math before I show you anything else. So in this section, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick Zearn Math tutorial, and then I'll do a quick review of lesson 13 exit ticket. So you can see, I'm going to sort of review with lesson 12, that in Zearn Math, all of the lessons start off with building fluency and number sense. So there's always starting off with a number sense activity, and then they build automaticity in completing addition and subtraction facts, and they're supposed to do that pretty quick. And then this math chat is the video that guides students through new concepts. And as students are completing this math chat portion, they should be completing the student notes along with it. So again, as students are completing the math chat, the video that leads them through new concepts, they should complete the student notes along with the video. And I'll show you an example of that in just a moment. So for example, if I'm completing lesson 7 and I'm going through that video, it stops and directs students to complete problems 1, 2, and 3, and then it checks the answers. So they would do it on paper, and then the video helps them check their answers. So that's going to be really important, especially for after spring break. I recognize that this was kind of a test run. But again, moving forward, and I'll show you an example in just a second, as students are watching the video on Zearn Math, they should complete the notes along with the video. The exit ticket is independent practice that you would complete at the very end of the lesson. And the exit ticket is a way to double check that students understand what was taught to them in the video. And these exit tickets and maybe some of the student notes would be what I asked to be submitted to me, okay? And so let me show you an example. So I went to lesson 12 of the unit that students are in now, problem solving with coins and bills. And I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
I added and the yo-yo. 34 cents plus 42 cents equals 76 cents. Now I can show this in a number bond. My whole is $1, which is 100 cents. I spent part of this on toys, so the other part is what I will get as change.
Excellent. Let's change your number bond into a number sentence so we can figure out how much change you should get.
So you can see that the video asks students to stop and to write this in their notes. So if I go back to those problem-solving notes, excuse me, but if I go back to those problem-solving notes and I go to lesson 12, I had this pulled up, but you know how things go. So you can see that this is the exact same problem that is in their video. So students, as you do the video, you complete these student notes, okay? And then the exit ticket is what you would do at the very end after you've gone through the video and the independent practice, which is called Tower of Power. And that's when kids try problems on their own. And then at the very end is when you would do this exit ticket, okay? So that's really important to know moving forward. And if you ever get confused about what notes you should do, if you go here, you'll see that the student notes can be found in that corner button as well, which is a nice and handy feature. Again, you can always access the notes by going here, okay? So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a moment, and I'm gonna go to this lesson 13 exit ticket because I'm seeing that this is kind of confusing for some kiddos. And so let me stop sharing my screen. And let me go ahead and share a whiteboard. And that lesson 13 exit ticket asks or goes that Gary went to the store with 4 $10 bills, 3 $5 bills, and 7 $1 bills. So Gary went to the store, and I'm not very neat, but he went to the store with 4 $10 bills, 10, 10. I'm trying to do this quickly, so it's not very neat. He went to the store with 4 $10 bills and then 3 $5 bills and 7 $1 bills. 1, 2. Students should do this more neatly than I am now. It's just kind of a struggle using this whiteboard tool, and I need to get better at it. And $7 bills, okay? And then the lesson 13 exit ticket also says that he bought a sweater for $26. So because he bought the sweater for $26, when you buy something, the money goes away. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off 10, 20, 25, $26. And then the question that lesson 13 exit ticket is asking is, what bills is he left with? What bills did he leave the store with? So what I'm seeing some students do is saying that he left with $36. That's true, and that's wonderful, but it's not quite what the problem is asking. It's asking what bills did he leave the store with? So it really should be that he left the store with 2 $10 bills, 2 $5 bills, and 6 $1 bills, okay? So I know I'm going through this pretty quickly, but especially for that very final exit ticket, lesson 13 exit ticket, students have to really pay attention to what the problem is asking, which is what bills did he leave the store with, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that, and I'm going to move into the paragraph writing and share a quick brain pop video that students can watch as well about writing a paragraph.
I just checked out all these books from the library. I want to learn everything about cheetahs because I'm writing a paragraph about them. What is a paragraph? A paragraph is a set of sentences about a topic. A book is made up of many paragraphs that work together to tell information or a story. Paragraphs can have a main idea and supporting details that back up the main idea. Before I start writing, I take notes and gather ideas. Now I'm ready to write a topic sentence. But what is a topic sentence? Well, the topic sentence is the sentence that tells you the thesis or the main idea. It tells what the whole paragraph will be about. I want to write about how cheetahs run really fast. Cheetah can run as fast as a car. Cheetahs have special traits that make them the fastest animals on land. Now I have to add sentences to explain what makes cheetahs so fast. What are supporting details? Supporting details include information that backs up the main idea. They're sentences that hold up the topic sentence. Let me look at my notes. Cheetahs have long, muscular legs. They have long tails that help them turn. They have tough claws that grip the ground as they run. Unlike other big cats, cheetahs don't roar. They chirp.
Oh, that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that.
You're right, Moby. That last fact did not support my topic sentence, so I shouldn't use it in this paragraph. I still have plenty of facts here that back up the main idea, though. They have long, muscular legs. They have long tails to help them turn. They have tough claws that grip the ground as they run.
Right. My sentences don't really flow together. I can use transitions, which are words that help connect ideas together, like first, second, third, then, also, and for example. Let's see. Cheetahs are the fastest animals on land because they have special traits. For example, they have long, muscular legs. They also have long tails that help them turn. Finally, they have tough claws that grip the ground as they run. Great. Now there's just one more sentence I have to write. What is a closing sentence? A closing sentence sums up the paragraph. It can state the main idea in different words, or it can be a thought that ties all the ideas together. All these special traits show that cheetahs are built for speed. What do you think, Moby? Now I'm almost done. The last step is to proofread my work and make sure I don't have any spelling or grammar mistakes. Hey, Moby, can you look over it too? Moby?
Silly Moby. Silly Moby. So I'm going to go ahead and also share with you my example of a paragraph. And the topic that I'm asking you to write about, and second graders are kind of familiar with the fact that we write paragraphs like they are hamburgers. So we have a top bun and some details, like maybe that's my lettuce and that's my cheese, and then my third detail might be my tomatoes, and then the bottom bun sentence and the top bun sentence need to match. Now the topic is, what are some fun things that you can do on a rainy day? Now, I kind of already brainstormed some fun things that I think that you can do on a rainy day, but the top bun needs to be the opening sentence. Like, for example, there are a ton of fun things to do on a rainy day. All right. And then the details are examples of fun things to do on a rainy day. And then your bottom bun and your top bun sentence need to match. So maybe something like, those are just 3 examples of fun things to do on a rainy day. And then I can go back and fill in some examples of fun things to do on a rainy day. And maybe the first thing would be that I write some transitions, like maybe, for example, I saw that in the Brain Pop video, for example, or also, and maybe last, okay? So these are the transition words that help the paragraph flow. And going back and filling in my first example, what's one thing to do on a rainy day? So for example, you can put on your rain boots, and splash in puddles, which is something I've done with Molly and Nora on rainy days. What's something else that you can do on a rainy day? Also, your family can make hot cocoa and sit together by the fireplace if you have one. And that's something I would love to do. And then, a last thing that you can do on a rainy day. Lastly, you can have a movie marathon, which is one of my favorite things to do. And then this would be my paragraph. So there are a ton of fun things to do on a rainy day. For example, you can put on your rain boots and splash in puddles. Also, your family can make hot cocoa and sit together by the fireplace. Last, you can have a movie marathon. Those are just 3 examples of fun things to do on a rainy day. Okay, so these are just, that was quick, but that's a quick example of the paragraph that students can write on Wednesday. And then just one more thing to share is Epic. And I'll go through this pretty quickly, but Epic is such a cool resource. And so for social studies, I've assigned some kiddos books maybe that have to do with government. So you could see that there's a ton of books on citizenship and on government. Oops, excuse me. Here, and then, ay caramba, Miss Walsh is getting tired. Well, we can go back to that. So here we go, and then government. There we go, I got it. And then there's a ton of fun things to do on government. You can also look up videos, and then this is the one that I've assigned to students. You can have books read aloud to you. There's audio books. But then there's also just like a ton of awesome books that kids can enjoy and read. And then some of these I've read during kids' times too. So this has been kind of a long video and a lot to digest, but I wanted to end by sharing with you what students' portfolios should look like by this Wednesday, April 8th. So again, these are all the students' portfolios. And let's say this is mine. And so by the end of, or by next Wednesday, April 8th, students should have lesson 12 exit ticket uploaded from Zearn Math. They should have lesson 13 exit ticket uploaded. And then they should also have Shadow of the Shark chapter 10 uploaded. Again, that was due today, but I'm kind of giving a little bit of an extension if you need it, okay? And again, just to close out, I can't reiterate enough that during the videos, students should be doing the notes as they go through the video. I didn't explain that before, but now moving forward, that's what should happen. I'm gonna close out here, but just know I'm here for you. And second graders, I love you very, very much. Enjoy a beautiful week, and I'll see some of you for our lessons. I'll see some parents and students during office hours, and then I'll see lots of you during kids' time as well. Ciao. And this is always what happens, that I act like I'm done when I'm not actually done recording. So now